On this episode of In the Fight, service members in Kandahar protect the area both on the ground and in the skies. U.S., Bulgarian, and Romanian forces wrap up Exercise Platinum Lion. Soldiers and sailors team up for a search and rescue exercise in the Arabian Gulf. Airmen at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base harness the computing power of thunder. And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers helps restore a vital ecosystem in Oregon. When service members are deployed, defending their base from threats is a top priority. Air Force Senior Airman Timothy Kirchner takes us to Kandahar Airfield, where security forces show us what it takes to keep the base safe.
My mission out here is to provide security. This is pretty much a defensive fighting position overwatching the west perimeter. We are currently in CAF, Kandahar Airfield. I believe our post is very important because we overwatch the pathway that all the convoys go through, and on a 12-hour shift, we always have to be vigilant. It feels awesome and also an honor to be out here.
It's been awesome working out here with just different people, different cultures, getting to know them. Romanians and basically Army come a lot off and on base. They do a lot of outside the wire missions. I feel proud. I feel like I'm doing something pretty amazing. A lot of people don't get this opportunity to go overseas and fight for their country, and I know my family back home is proud of me. I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity.
We're a quick response force, so anything that does happen as far as like my post Juliet, we'll respond immediately and we'll try to de-escalate the situation as much as possible. We have different mobile patrols that like MRAPs or the MATVs. You know, we just got to take care of each other and, you know, just pretty much having each other's back. That's what it's all about. I really want to deploy and experience new things, and this is definitely one of them, you know.
I really enjoyed it here, and I think we're going to go home a bigger and stronger family, to be honest. It's been a good experience. We take our job pretty seriously. We joke around a lot, we have a good time, but we understand how serious our mission is here. And so mainly I would say we're big protectors.
While security forces are keeping the base safe, other service members deployed to Kandahar Airfield are helping to keep the surrounding region safe with the use of unmanned aerial vehicles. Senior Airman Timothy Kirchner follows up by showing us what it takes to keep the MQ-9 Reaper airborne.
The MQ-9 Reaper out of Kandahar Airfield, Afghanistan is an armed multi-mission aircraft capable of target execution and intelligence gathering. The MQ-9 extended range aircraft began flying sorties on December 1st. An additional fuel tank and propeller blade allowed this aircraft to increase its flight time by 40%.
Well, our plane is remote piloted through a GCS, which is a ground control station. Basically, as crew chiefs, we take care of pretty much all aspects of the plane and make sure that it's ready to fly. Every night we take care of these planes, and I feel that it contributes a lot to our success out here, and I feel that we are definitely making Kandahar a safer place.
Between crew chiefs, avionics, weapons, and communication systems, this aircraft requires a lot of people to work together to ensure mission success.
My job, as much as any other, is extremely crucial. Without communication, this plane doesn't fly. Without the signals to move the flaps and the ailerons, this plane doesn't turn. If one person doesn't do their job, this plane does not communicate and it doesn't take off. We all have to work together.
The MQ-9 aircraft has the ability to take out designated enemy targets and protect our ground troops, whether it's soldiers, Marines, or airmen outside the wire.
It's one of my proudest things since I've been an MQ-9 pilot is helping my brothers and sisters in arms. Being able to hopefully, you know, if I can help save their life or help their movement, it makes me the happiest. It's one of the things I'm most prideful in that I am able to do. It's the best part of our job, actually.
Senior Airman Timothy Kirshner, Kandahar Airfield, Afghanistan.
The goal of Exercise Platinum Lion is for U.S., Bulgarian, and Romanian forces to demonstrate their ability to operate as a single force, committed to protecting NATO allies throughout Europe. Marine Corporal Justin Updegraff takes us to the final leg of this exercise and gauges its effectiveness.
So during Platinum Lion, we really hit the mark for what the Combined Arms Company is out here to do. We're out here to show our NATO allies the capabilities with armor, light armor, artillery, air support that we can bring to the table and that we can integrate with our NATO allies. During the final exercise, we conducted a multinational attack incorporating Bulgarian motorized infantry, Bulgarian self-propelled mortars, Romanian infantry, Marine Corps artillery, tanks, LAVs. We had some Air Force A-10s. Basically, we did a combined arms attack, working all together, integrating all of our fire support assets and all of our tanks and combat vehicles together.
Като завърших, да, искам да завърша с това, че смятам, че въпреки различията в оборудване, в тактики, техники и процедури на всяка националност, смятам, че при едни такива съвместни тренировки постигнахме необходимия резултат и успяхме колективно да изпълним задачата. Аз мисля, че е това.
When you have people that share a common occupation, no matter the country or the language, we all do the same thing at its core. And it's easy to break the ice when you have U.S. tankers working with Bulgarian tankers, U.S. infantrymen working with Romanian infantrymen. Within a day, these men were working together like they had been working together for years.
Hey, I'm Captain Walker from Raleigh, North Carolina. I want to say hello to my lovely wife, Valerie, and my beautiful daughters, Elizabeth and Isabel.
I'm Agent Brandon Lopez from San Diego, California. I'm a United States Navy Corpsman, currently deployed to the Middle East with the Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force Crisis Response Central Command. I just want to give a shout out to my family and friends back home.
I'm Chief Master Sergeant Larivas from the Tucson, Arizona Air National Guard, deployed at an undisclosed location. I want to throw a salute to my family, Mom, Dad, Cami, Gabby, Nick, Janelle, and Julia.
Hello, I'm HM3 Gabriela Gonzalez, born and raised in San Jose, California. I'm a U.S. Navy Corpsman, currently deployed to the Middle East with the Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force Crisis Response Central Command. I just want to say thank you to everyone back home for showing us all their love and support. I truly miss you guys, and I can't wait to go home.
Coming up, soldiers and sailors team up for a search and rescue exercise. And airmen harness the computing power of thunder. Check out DivotsHub.net for the latest accurate and reliable information as In the Fight continues. Which of these countries is not an official member of NATO? The answer when we return.
I lost my brother Frank in the Battle of Iwo Jima.
He served on 4 combat tours.
In Vietnam.
In Iraq.
In Afghanistan.
There's a life that was lost behind that pin.
I put it on for my wife.
For my husband.
My brother.
My dad.
My son.
We wear it because we honor those that we lost.
To learn more about the stories behind the Gold Star Pins, visit goldstarpins.org.
I am ready to fight for my country when called to action. I have pushed my mind and body to the limit. I've come face to face with the enemy. Spilled blood with my brothers and sisters. Helped others in their most desperate of times. I am prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice. want to see the world through my eyes.
Which of these countries is not an official member of NATO? The answer is C, Switzerland. Being able to mobilize U.S. forces quickly alongside our allies is key to keeping the vast area of NATO partner nations secure. Army Staff Sergeant Leanne Kuat takes us to the Czech Republic, where training for real-world scenarios is helping to build relationships with our NATO allies.
Nearly 200 paratroopers have jumped into Bohemia, Czech Republic as part of Joint Exercise Sky Soldier 2. The 173rd Airborne Brigade is cultivating a partnership with the Czech Army's 43rd Airborne Battalion and regularly takes part in joint operations like this one.
We work with the Czechs relatively frequently, and a lot of the common issues that we run into is compatibility with communications devices, compatibility with our different TTPs, and the ways that we do things. So this gives us a chance to see how each other's equipment and personnel operate, learn some new things from them, they learn a few new things from us, and in the end, we're both better for it.
The exercise included an airborne operation with airfield seizure, multiple objectives to overtake, as well as medevac-casevac scenarios. Exercises like Sky Soldier 2 are great opportunities for the United States to demonstrate its dedication to our partner nations.
Sends the message to our NATO partners that we're here for them, that we're motivated to train with them, both so that we can learn and so that we can help them learn as well.
The 2nd Air Support Operations Squadron out of Vilseck, Germany also supported Sky Soldier 2, providing tactical air command and control assets to ground commanders. Reporting from Bohemia, Czech Republic, I'm Army Staff Sergeant Leanne Kuat.
In the event of an emergency water landing, sharp skills are a must for a successful recovery of downed personnel. Army Sergeant Rick Bush set sail in the northern Arabian Gulf for a search and rescue exercise and files this report.
U.S. Army Central soldiers conducted a personnel recovery exercise with the United States Navy's Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 26. The Joint at-Sea Search and Rescue exercise simulated a distress call from a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter that went down with 4 crew members on board.
Personnel recovery is extremely important in any event where you do happen to come into an isolated person situation. So actually knowing the capabilities of the equipment that we're supposed to use in such situations and getting some comfort level with that, in addition to all the echelons above us that need to coordinate with this to make this exercise effective, it's very comforting.
Part of the exercise included a life raft getting dropped out to the survivors so they could deploy it and climb inside. At that time, an ammunition casualty equipment or ACE report is conducted while using a C-cell radio to report that a personnel recovery mission is underway.
There's incidents all around where isolated persons, it actually happens, and it's not something you want to wait and be reactive on. So having a plan in place and knowing the operational capability and where improvements can be made is huge for their overall effectiveness and comfort level for the command, knowing that they do have personnel recovery under control.
This search and rescue exercise is another way U.S. Army Central maintains a strong, capable, and ready force to provide strategic depth throughout the region. Reporting from the northern Arabian Gulf, I'm Army Sergeant Rick Bush.
Whether flying combat missions or in a training environment, aircraft need first-class maintenance to keep them in the fight. Air Force Staff Sergeant Russ Jackson takes us to Red Flag 16-1 to find out how airmen keep up with the task of providing mission-ready aircraft in a deployed environment.
Yeah, we come out here with a 12 ship of F-22s to support our pilots and fly red flag sorties. This is pretty accurate to what you're going to see when you deploy downrange. This is about as real as it gets. Now, you might not necessarily have all the aircraft at the same location, but this is how we fight. It's a pretty large flag. There's over 20 forces, both coalition forces and other U.S. partners. Anytime we take 5th generation aircraft, specifically the F-22, anywhere on the road, we face certain challenges because we're away from our facilities and our normal lanes for parts supply and LO recovery on the aircraft.
Most major challenge is the amount of parts that we bring. Obviously, we can't bring an entire LRS downrange, so we have to prepare the best we can with maintenance kits. The hardest part is when little things break. We usually have to make workarounds, basically, to get these parts working.
On an actual end-of-day BPO inspection, we get in there real, it's more like a white glove inspection. It shows that we're actually taking the time to catch things before they go bad, and that the equipment that we're maintaining is maintained to the best of its ability.
Just love being out here on the ramp with the guys. It's great. Out here, it's putting airplanes in the air, and anytime you have the opportunity to do that, that's what we like to do the most, so it's great. I'm a reserve guy, total force integration, you know, we are one unit, we're blended, completely blended. There's no us and them anymore, we're all one team. We all wear the same uniform and we're all out here to accomplish the same mission and do the same job.
Looking forward to hopefully being one of the top performing units, proving that we can do safe, reliable maintenance, giving reliable aircraft to the pilots so that they can go up there and do the mission unimpeded.
In 2014, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base introduced the supercomputer Lightning. This year, they rolled out the Thunder. Air Force Senior Airman Francesca Pancham shows us how the Air Force is harnessing the power of their latest supercomputer.
The Defense Supercomputing Resource Center, or DSRC, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base unveiled its newest supercomputer. It's named Thunder, after the P-47 and A-10 Thunderbolt, but its speed more resembles an F-22.
The researchers here at Wright-Patterson will use it predominantly in physics-based modeling tools. And as we talk about data analytics, that's another huge area where, again, you need the power of what Thunder brings to the table.
And the power of Thunder is impressive. 443 terabytes of memory, 125,888 computer cores, and 12.4 petabytes of storage makes Thunder the 21st fastest computer in the world. These capabilities allow DoD scientists and engineers to quickly perform simulations and collect data.
These are very complicated machines. It takes a lot of experiments. It takes a lot of simulations. The experiments, they're expensive and they're limited. There are things they just can't measure. There are things they just can't do. We can use simulations to overcome many of those shortcomings.
Reporting from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, I'm Senior Airman Francesca Pancham.
Hello, my name is Sergeant First Class Logan Reiser, forward deployed here with the 4th Infantry Division Mission Command Element in Baumholder, Germany. I'd like to say hello to my wife Jeanette and son Joshua. I love you.
Hi, I'm Specialist Hampton at Fort Bliss, Texas, at 1 month sustainment. Just want to give a happy birthday shout out to my father, Jimmy Davis, up in North Carolina.
Hey, I'm HM2 Kissel from Jacksonville, Florida, currently deployed to the Middle East with Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force, Crisis Response Central Command. Just wanted to give a shout out to all my friends and family back home, let everybody know, miss you guys, thinking of you. Can't wait to get back together and have fun once I get home, and take care.
Coming up, the Army Corps of Engineers helps restore a vital ecosystem in Oregon. And we'll showcase some of the best photos from our service members, as In the Fight, presented by Divids, continues. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, as it is known today, was founded in what year? The answer when we return.
I want to give a shout out to my family and friends.
I want to send a shout out to my husband,
to my parents, my family back home.
I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend.
To my family and friends in Lansing, Michigan.
To my family out in Tucson, Arizona.
To my beautiful wife and children in Des Moines, Iowa.
To everybody in Texas.
In York, Pennsylvania.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Chicago, Illinois.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Orlando, Florida.
Oceanside, California.
And Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
I love you guys. I miss you, and I hope I'll see you soon.
When you put on the uniform, you are held to a higher standard.
A lot of times, you're not going to know what's going to be thrown at you, so you need to be ready for anything.
Stress can affect every Marine and Marine family.
It's very hard for me to have a career when we're always moving around.
We have the same bills that everybody else does.
And you never want to let your staff NCOs down.
The De-Stress Line provides anonymous counseling for Marines and Marine families when it's needed most. It takes courage to ask for help. Call today and let us help you win your personal battles.
There are symbols that represent loss. There are symbols that represent strength. And there are symbols that represent both. Remember, respect, and honor our fallen military heroes and the sacrifice and strength of surviving families who wear the Gold Star pins.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, as it is known today, was founded in what year? The answer is B, 1802. The wetlands inside historic Trestle Bay offer an ideal habitat for local fish, but after 125 years, the area is in dire need of restoration. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers correspondent Michelle Helms shows us how the Corps of Engineers is bringing the tools necessary to help local organizations restore the ecosystem.
This project is the Trestle Bay Restoration Project, and essentially it's for providing salmon access to Trestle Bay. It's also a benefit to the main channel of the Columbia River. You get some of the nutrients that are coming from the wetlands back in the bay, coming out to the river on an ebb tide. Because of those nutrients and salmon and other fish species swimming back and forth through the openings, it's an increase in the food web connections. So it's not just a benefit to the fish, but also more predatory species, other fish species that eat the macroinvertebrates.
So this type of barge is called a flexi float, and it's connected together in pieces, and it provides a little bit more flexibility for the shallow waters here at Trestle Bay. Because it's in pieces, you can feel it move a little bit as the current goes in and out and as the waves come in, but it's not too extreme. The way that the barge moves from one end of the jetty system to the other is on spuds, and there are these two long, giant poles essentially, and so you'll set them down and then you'll lift them up, and so you'll move one at a time, kind of like you're walking on stilts. You'll set them down and then you'll lift them up when you want to move the direction of the barge, and it's been working very well for this project.
We've enjoyed working with the Corps. It's been a pleasure. We hope to do more projects like this.
Ellsworth Air Force Base recently held an Aviation Day, a special event meant to showcase the different fields of aviation to local children. Air Force Senior Airman Jordan Thompson takes us there to see how this event is inspiring future aviators.
Over 500 children gathered in Pierce, South Dakota, January 27th for the 3rd Annual Aviation Day, an event organized to provide the budding aviators with a glimpse into the lives of various pilots from around the state, including B-1 operators from the 28th Bomb Wing.
We're going to put together gliders, wingless airplanes, we've got flight simulators, and it's to give these kids an adventure that they're going to remember forever. Plant that seed of being in the sky, and what's better is having our current Air Force personnel, who are truly heroes, be part of that activity.
6 Ellsworth Airmen came out to give the children a glimpse into what it means to be an Air Force pilot. The team did everything from letting the children try on some of their gear and teaching them about the B-1 to getting in on the fun themselves.
It's something a lot of these kids have never seen before. I think many of them today have never seen anyone in the military at all. So that's why it's important for us to get out here all the way from Rapid City over to Pierre to just give them some experience and some stories from what we've seen to get them excited about the Air Force and their country.
The children learned a variety of aeronautical information, including how to build surface-to-air missiles from paper and straws, hoop airplanes, and gliders, as well as a basic understanding of the science behind what they had created.
So the air goes over it and goes on top of it, forcing
but it's a glider, so it'll just go down at the ground and it'll catch the wind and it'll go down like any normal glider would.
From gliders to drones, the children were exposed to the many different avenues to becoming an aviator. And after putting on a flight suit for the first time ever, quite possibly becoming an airman. Reporting from Pierce, South Dakota, I'm Senior Airman Jordan Thompson.
Divots is a 24/7 operation that provides a timely, accurate, and reliable connection between the media and the military serving worldwide. Through a network of over 200 portable satellite transmitters around the globe and a distribution hub in Atlanta, Georgia, Divots gives you access to the front lines with live and archived broadcast video, still imagery, and print products. Visit our website at divotshub.net and search through our enormous video and photo library. Register on our website to gain complete access to high-definition content, along with breaking news alerts and webcasts from top military officials. For questions or comments about In the Fight or Divots, you can email us at ondemand@divotshub.net or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. As we close, we feature some of the best photos that Divots has to offer as we listen to Eddie Horst's composition, Pangea. See you next time, In the Fight.